We've all been there, right? You've felt it deep in your gut. The way your family treats you differently when you start to rise, when you begin to outshine, when your light starts to shine so bright it threatens their carefully constructed world. It's as though they've made a silent pact to keep you small, to keep you in check, to keep you from becoming the person you were always meant to be. And at first, you may have thought it was normal. You believed they were looking out for you, protecting you, maybe even loving you in their own way. But as the years go by, you start to feel the weight of their control, their manipulation, and their fear of your greatness. This isn't just a family issue, it's a cosmic pattern, an ancient struggle between those who hold power and those who are meant to break free. If you're feeling like the chosen one, the one who was never meant to blend in, but stand out, then this is your story. You are not alone in this journey. It's time for you to escape the cage they locked you in and rise to your true potential. You've been underestimating yourself. You've been trapped in a narrative that isn't even yours to carry. But the truth is, your liberation is inevitable. It's time to wake up to the reality of who you are. Your destiny is calling, and it's not waiting for anyone. This is your time to rise. The subtlety of manipulation. Have you ever noticed how your family seems to shift the moment you start achieving things? How, when you find a spark of success, they begin to make you feel like it doesn't matter. It's like they subtly undermine every victory you have, almost as if they can't stand to see you succeed. It's not blatant. It's often quiet, almost unnoticeable, but if you've been paying attention, you know exactly what I mean. They'll downplay your achievements with casual remarks, shift the topic when you try to share something significant, or even criticize you for something that seems so small. This is manipulation at its core, emotional manipulation. They don't want to see you rise because, on some level, they fear your growth will expose their own flaws, their own failures, and their own insecurities. You see, those who love you often have an unconscious need to control you, not because they hate you, but because they are afraid. Afraid that if you rise too high, you'll leave them behind. Afraid that your success will reflect their own inadequacies. And so, they try to keep you small. These tactics may not be obvious to the untrained eye, but they are designed to chip away at your confidence, at your belief in yourself, piece by piece. You start to question whether you're worthy of success, whether you're doing things right, or whether your dreams are even possible. But here's the thing you need to realize. Their manipulation is not your truth. It's just their fear wrapped in a veil of concern or criticism. The more they try to hold you back, the more they reveal their own insecurities. They can only control you if you allow it. But now you see it, don't you? The subtlety of their manipulation is their greatest weapon. And the first step in breaking free is recognizing it for what it is. The cage they built. When you think about a cage, what comes to mind? Maybe it's the cold, steel bars that imprison an animal, or perhaps it's the invisible walls that confine you. A cage doesn't have to be physical to be real. The cage they built around you wasn't made of metal. It was made of their fear, their insecurity, and their need to control. You were never supposed to fit into the mold they created for you, but somehow, over time, you started to believe that mold was all there was. It wasn't always obvious at first. Maybe it was small things, like the way they discouraged you from pursuing your passions or laughed at your big dreams. They didn't want you to be different. They didn't want you to stand out. They wanted you to stay within the boundaries of what was familiar, what was comfortable for them. And so, bit by bit, they put up invisible bars around your soul, trapping you in a world where you were not allowed to be fully yourself. You started to play small. You dimmed your light so that they wouldn't feel threatened by your brilliance. You hid your true self to avoid the criticism, the judgment, the rejection. You let their fears become your own, believing that somehow, if you just stayed small enough, stayed quiet enough, you could avoid the storm that was brewing beneath the surface. But those bars, those invisible walls, can't hold you forever. No matter how many times they try to shrink you into their world, you were never meant to stay there. The moment you begin to see the cage for what it is, you begin to understand that it was never real. It was only built by their limited vision of what you could be. And the best part, you hold the key to your escape. They thought they could control you, but they couldn't contain you. You were always destined to break free, to soar above the limitations they tried to place on you. And once you realize that, once you see the truth of your own power, the cage starts to crumble. It's time to step into the life that was always meant for you, the life beyond the cage. Your awakening. Have you ever had that moment, that breakthrough, where everything changes? When the fog lifts and you finally see who you really are, not who they told you to be. It's like a door opens and suddenly you realize you've been holding yourself back this entire time. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to blend in. From the moment you were born, your soul carried the blueprint of greatness. But somehow, along the way, you started to believe that greatness was a dream that belonged to someone else. You allowed the voices of those around you, the ones who couldn't see your potential, to drown out your own inner voice. You believed their lies. You believed that you were too much, too different, too something that didn't fit into their narrow vision of what life should be. But then, something shifted. Maybe it was a moment of clarity or a series of events that led you to the realization that you are not the problem. You are always the solution. The moment you step into your awakening, you begin to see yourself for who you really are, a person of immense power, a being of light, destined for more than just surviving. You start to feel the stirrings of your soul, the call to rise, to break free from the expectations and limitations they've placed on you. Your spirit begins to push back, not in anger or rebellion, but in the quiet certainty that you were never meant to live in their shadow. This awakening isn't just about breaking free, it's about remembering who you truly are. It's about aligning your actions with the truth of your being, not the distorted version they've tried to project onto you. The power to change your life has always been inside you, just waiting for you to recognize it. And now, as you awaken, you start to step into your true power. The cage that once confined you begins to feel smaller and smaller, until one day, you realize it was never really there at all. You are free, and the world is waiting for you to shine. The breaking point. You felt it before, right? That moment when everything changes. It's like the universe finally gives you a wake-up call, and suddenly you can't ignore it anymore. The breaking point. It's the point where the weight of all the emotional manipulation, the subtle criticism, the rejection, finally becomes too much to bear. It's the moment when your soul says, enough. It could have happened in a small, seemingly insignificant moment. Maybe it was a conversation, a look, or an event that triggered something deep inside of you. Or maybe it was a culmination of years of being told you weren't good enough, that you were too much, too different. Whatever it was, you can feel it, this intense surge of frustration and anger mixed with a quiet, unshakable clarity. You can no longer tolerate the way they've treated you. You can no longer allow their words to control your life. And yet, in the midst of this surge, you also feel something else rising up within you. It's power, it's strength. It's the realization that you have the power to change your circumstances, to step out of the shadow of their control and reclaim your life. You may have been broken down, pushed to the edge, but now, from that brokenness, comes an awakening, a recognition of your own incredible strength. The breaking point doesn't feel like defeat. It feels like the moment you finally wake up to the truth that you were never meant to stay where they wanted you. That breaking point is the beginning of something new. It's where the old version of you dies, and the person you were always meant to become starts to emerge. It's hard, isn't it, to face the reality that the family you thought would always love and support you may have been the ones holding you back all along. But the moment you hit that breaking point, you begin to see through the lies. You begin to see that your worth is not determined by their approval. You are finally ready to break free, to set new boundaries, and to stop sacrificing yourself for their comfort. The breaking point is not the end, it's your rebirth. It's your chance to step into a life where you are truly free, where you are finally allowed to be the person you were always meant to be. The breaking point is where the old version of you dies, and the powerful, liberated, unapologetically authentic you rises from the ashes. And that, my friend, is the most powerful thing you'll ever experience. The families panic. Have you noticed how things change when you begin to stand up for yourself? When you stop letting their words control your every move, when you stop bending to their will, you start to feel the shift. It's subtle at first. Maybe they don't come right out and tell you what's wrong, but you can feel it. The air shifts. The tension in the room becomes palpable. They don't like this new version of you, do they? They want you to stay in the box they've built for you, the one where they control every aspect of your life. They want you to continue being the scapegoat, the one they can blame for everything that goes wrong. But as you begin to change, to rise, to step into your power, they start to panic. And here's the thing, their panic isn't your problem. Their panic is a reflection of their own fear, their own insecurities, and their inability to accept the fact that you are no longer under their control. They'll try to reel you back in. Maybe they'll call you, feigning concern, trying to guilt-trip you into feeling like you owe them something. They may use every tactic they can think of to manipulate you into believing that you are wrong for setting boundaries, for asserting yourself. But here's the kicker. Their panic has nothing to do with you. It's about them losing control. They can no longer keep you in the cage they built for you. They can no longer dictate your life. And so, they panic. They'll make snide remarks. They'll try to guilt you into returning to the old dynamic. They'll act like you owe them something, like your success somehow diminishes theirs. But the truth is, their panic is a sign that you're on the right path. When people try to keep you small, when they try to keep you in a cage, the moment you start to break free, their fear becomes their own downfall. They are scared of you, not because you've done something wrong, but because your very existence challenges everything they believe about themselves. They are forced to confront their own shortcomings, their own failures, and that's terrifying to them. But that's not your problem. Your only job now is to stand firm in your power, to keep walking your path, and to let them deal with their panic on their own. You are no longer the person they could control. You are free, and they can't stand it. Let them panic. It's their crisis, not yours. The strength in your uniqueness. There's something incredibly powerful about owning who you are. I mean really owning it, every part of you, even the parts that don't fit into other people's boxes, even the parts that have been criticized and rejected. That's where your strength lies, in your uniqueness. Your individuality is not a flaw, it's your superpower. The truth is, the world doesn't need another version of the same thing. It doesn't need more copies, more conformity. What the world needs is more people like you, people who are unapologetically themselves, who embrace their differences and make no apologies for it. That's where the magic happens. But here's the thing, you've been taught your whole life that your uniqueness is something to be ashamed of. You've been told that being different means being wrong, that if you don't fit into the mold of what your family or society expects, something must be wrong with you. And that's a lie. The truth is, your uniqueness is what makes you extraordinary. It's what sets you apart and makes you shine. When you begin to embrace who you really are, your quirks, your passions, your thoughts, your talents, you begin to step into your true power. It's like you're finally standing tall in your own skin, no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. Your uniqueness isn't just a trait. It's the thing that will carry you to places they never even imagined. It's the fuel that will drive you to create the life you've always dreamed of. And when you embrace it, you begin to see that it's not something to hide, but something to celebrate. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to be like everyone else. Your uniqueness is your gift to the world, and when you begin to own it fully, you start to realize just how much strength lies within you. No more hiding, no more pretending. It's time to show the world who you really are. And trust me, the world is waiting for it. Spiritual intervention. You know that feeling you get when you finally realize you're not alone in this journey, that moment when you feel a surge of peace, like you're being guided, like there's a higher force that's looking out for you. That's spiritual intervention. It's the moment when you realize that there's something much bigger than you at play, something divinely orchestrated to help you break free from the chains that once held you. It's easy to feel alone when you're battling the pressures of family and society, when you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle just to be yourself. But the truth is, you were never meant to fight this battle alone. There's a divine presence guiding you every step of the way, nudging you forward, giving you the strength to keep going when you feel like giving up. And that spiritual guidance isn't just some abstract concept, it's real. You've felt it, haven't you? The moments when everything seems to align, when things fall into place just when you need them most. That's not coincidence. That's divine intervention. The universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in, is helping you break free. You're not just surviving this journey, you're being equipped to thrive. It's as if the entire universe is conspiring in your favor, aligning the stars to make sure that you fulfill your divine purpose. And when you begin to recognize this divine support, something incredible happens. You begin to trust the process. You stop doubting yourself. You stop questioning your worth. You know deep down that you are being guided. Every step you take is part of a greater plan. The more you embrace this spiritual support, the more you feel connected to your true purpose. And with each step you take, the chains that once bound you start to fade away until you're standing tall, fully aligned with the person you were always meant to be. So, when things get tough, when you start to feel lost, remember this: you are not alone. There is a higher force at work, guiding you, supporting you, and ensuring that you rise to the greatness that is already within you. Judgment Day, you've been through so much. The years of emotional manipulation, the guilt, the criticism, you've carried the weight of all their fears and insecurities. But as you start to break free, something begins to shift. Have you ever noticed how people who are trying to keep you small often go to great lengths to make you feel like you're the one who's wrong? They twist the narrative, make you believe that your desire for growth is a betrayal, that your need to shine is a form of arrogance. But here's the truth: this isn't your story anymore. Their story of you, the one where you were always the problem, the one they used as the scapegoat for their failures, was never yours to carry. You didn't deserve to be blamed for their shortcomings. You didn't deserve to be treated as the villain in a story that wasn't even yours. And now, as you begin to rise, something incredible happens. The universe starts to expose their lies. This is what I call Judgment Day. You may have wondered for a long time if they would ever face the consequences of their actions, if they would ever be held accountable for the pain they caused you. Well, that day is coming. You may start to see cracks in their facade. Maybe they'll start to lose the control they once had over you. Maybe their manipulative tactics won't work anymore. You'll notice it in the way they speak to you, in the way their tone changes, or even in the way the family dynamic starts to unravel. People who once enabled their behavior may begin to see the truth, and they won't be able to hide it anymore. This is their reckoning. The universe has a way of balancing things out, and when people try to dim your light, there's a cosmic shift that happens. Their judgments, their lies, their need to control, they are being exposed. And what's incredible is that you don't have to lift a finger to make this happen. It's not your job to get revenge or hold a grudge. The universe will take care of that for you, but you do need to stay focused on your path. This isn't about them, it's about you. It's about your liberation. It's about the truth coming to light. Judgment Day isn't just for them, it's for you too. It's your moment of validation. It's the moment when you realize that everything you've gone through, the pain, the betrayal, the manipulation, wasn't your fault. And when you see them for who they truly are, you'll know deep in your heart that your decision to break free was the right one. The truth always rises to the surface, and when it does, it's liberating. It frees you from the weight of their false narrative. And while they may scramble to maintain control, you will stand tall, unshaken, and finally free. Your path forward. Now that you've broken free, what's next? What comes after you've shed the weight of their control, their judgment, and their manipulation? The path forward is yours to create. And the first thing you need to understand is that your path is uniquely yours. It's not about following the footsteps of others. It's about creating a journey that aligns with who you truly are, not who they wanted you to be. Think about it for a moment. For so long, you allowed their beliefs, their fears, and their expectations to shape your life. You may have been walking a path that didn't feel like your own, one that didn't reflect your true desires or dreams. But now you are free. The cage is broken. The walls are down, and you're standing on the other side of it, ready to take that first step toward a life of authenticity, a life of empowerment, and a life where you are in control. But the path forward isn't always going to be easy. It's not about avoiding challenges or obstacles. It's about moving forward with confidence, with the knowledge that you are more than capable of overcoming whatever comes your way. You've already faced the worst of it, the manipulation, the guilt, the rejection, and look at you now. You're still standing. You've already proven to yourself that you are resilient, that you are strong, and that you have everything you need to thrive. So, as you step forward, remember this: your journey will be filled with moments of growth, moments of joy, moments of challenge, and moments of peace. Embrace every single one of them. And when the inevitable doubts creep in, because they will, remember who you are. You are someone who has already survived the darkest moments of your life. You are someone who has the strength to rise, to stand tall, and to keep moving forward. Don't let anyone or anything convince you that you are anything less than extraordinary. This is your time, this is your path, and it's time to embrace the future that awaits you. The beauty of your journey is that you are the one who gets to define it. You get to choose your next steps. You get to decide what success looks like for you. So, take a deep breath, trust yourself, and start walking that path forward. You have everything you need to create the life you've always dreamed of. It's waiting for you. All you have to do is take the first step. Conclusion: embracing your destiny. And now, here you are, standing on the threshold of a new chapter, a new beginning. You've faced the darkness, you've walked through the fire, and you've come out stronger on the other side. But this isn't the end of your story. This is just the beginning of something even greater. Embracing your destiny isn't just about the victories or the successes. It's about fully accepting who you are and stepping into your power. It's about knowing without a doubt that you are worthy of everything that is coming your way. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to hide in the shadows. You were never meant to live under the weight of their expectations. You were meant to shine. You were meant to stand tall, proud of who you are, and unapologetic in your authenticity. Your destiny has always been calling you, but for so long, you were held back by fear, by doubt, and by the voices of those who couldn't see your true potential. But now, as you stand here today, you are finally ready to embrace it. Embracing your destiny means trusting the path ahead, even when it's unclear. It means stepping into the unknown with faith, knowing that you are supported by a higher force, and that the universe is guiding you toward your highest good. It's about fully letting go of the past, releasing the people and situations that no longer serve you, and welcoming the abundance that is waiting for you. You've already proven to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. Now, it's time to embrace the life you've always dreamed of, the life that was always meant for you. The journey ahead will not always be easy, but I know one thing for sure: you have everything inside of you to make it. The challenges will come, but they will only make you stronger. The doubts will surface, but they will only push you closer to your true self. And the people who once tried to hold you back, they will fade into the background as you rise higher than you ever thought possible. This is your time, this is your destiny, and the world is waiting for you to shine. So take that step. Embrace the future. Embrace your destiny. You were always meant for this. And now, it's time to live it.